Hi, welcome to my channel and to my Notion tour. Today I'm going to show you how I use all the pages that I've created so far on Notion. I've gone down a big rabbit hole and become quite obsessed since about July with Notion and really getting into digital organization. A lot of these pages are available on my Etsy, which I'll link down below. And I'll be making separate tutorial videos soon for each of those templates to show how they work and explain the little quirks of them all. All of these template designs are my own, however, I have got a lot of inspiration from watching many hours of Notion videos from various YouTubers. Okay, so if you're interested, just keep on watching and let's get into the tour. Okay, so this is my first page, my welcome back page. I don't really use it too much. It's just a little basic page I've made that has all of my links to my different pages on it, but I don't really come back here very often. It just has the pages divided into different categories based on what I made them for, and then it has a cute little widget of a cat that you can click to roll over, and then just a little embed of my favorite Spotify playlist. The next page is my life planning page. This is probably one of my most basic pages. I just haven't figured out exactly how I want to make this more intricate with databases and everything. I have this calendar here that I manually put in events and work meetings and things that I want to see whenever I'm on this page. It's not linked to any calendars or anything. I have to put these in manually. I do have a separate Notion account that is for work that has the Notion calendar and everything on it, but this is just something basic that I've put up just so I can have a view of it whenever I'm on this page. Underneath this calendar, I have a little shopping list that I made today because I needed dry shampoo and knew I forget. Basically, I just type in here whenever I need something, so when I go to the shops, then I will remember to get it. Over on this side of the top area, we've got a little navigation box that I have all of my commonly used pages when I'm coming off this main page to go to, as well as a link to my work Notion. And then to the right of that, I just have a little schedule of what my ideal day looks like when I'm working at home. Under these two, we've got a little Isabel widget, which is very cute and will play Animal Crossing music when you want it. Under this, I've got a very basic to-do list that is not for work. For work, I use my other Notion. It's just for anything to do with life or anything that I want. Whenever I need a new week, I click this button and this will duplicate as a fresh to-do list. On the right of that, just as a way to keep track of this schedule up here, I have created little database that has gallery view that will automatically put in these tasks. It'll make it in the morning on every weekday, and then I can just tick something off when I've done it and it goes away, just as a little visual thing to know that I've done the things that I want to do today. And to finish off this page, I've got my little habit tracker. I just tick off what I've done for the day. So today I woke up before 10 a.m. I made my bed, I did my skincare, and I haven't done anything else yet today, but I just tick those off as I do them to keep track. And then underneath it, I have a summary of how I've done for each category for each month. So you can see for water, drinking, I'm not doing very good at all. But I'm doing great for my doing some Korean every day. This is all just stored in this separate page, just so I don't accidentally delete the databases and can play around with it a bit more in there. The last page that's inbuilt into this page is my budget, which I won't show. I'll show that more in the template. And that's just me keeping track of how much I'm spending and saving. Next, we'll move on to 2024 reads page. This is the first page I made when I got into Notion. I was watching a booktuber who used Notion to track their reading, and then it all just went downhill from there. This is a page that I've changed a lot as I've learned how to use Notion. I just have a little tracker here for how many books I've read and how many pages I've read. That's all gathering information from the master database down below. And then just a cute little quote and picture, and again that navigation to pages that I want to see from this page. Underneath I have a genre tracker which has a little formula that will read how many of each genre I've read and give out a cute little message that's colored. In the template video I'll talk more about how those formulas work. And to the side of that I just have an embed of a Google Sheet. So I keep track of how many pages I've read a day just to have a little view of that. Next up we have my monthly reads and my monthly TBR. This is just gallery view databases where I can, so say for September, I've written down books that I want to read. And then every time I finish a book, you will see it here from the master database down below. And then I write little 2-sentence books reviews just in case I ever want to go back to them or I want to write out how I'm feeling about those books. Then I have my 5-star reads. This is a pretty simple gallery. It just takes from the master database and shows anything that I've rated 5 stars. And this is the master database I was talking about. I have a list view, which is where I go to add all the information I want. So the stars will track if it needs to be in the 5-star section. The page number will track how many pages I've read for my goal. And then the day that I've started, the day that I finished it. And then here, the month and the genre will track where it goes to for these databases here. So because it's September, went here, and because it was a romance, it comes down here as well. Within my reading page, I then have some wishlist pages of books that I want to buy. They all look the same, so I'll just show you the translated fiction one because it's the most filled out. Down here, I have a complete list, which is the master database that I write down any book that I want and how badly I want it out of 5. Any books that I deem I want 5 out of 5 will automatically populate into this list up here so that whenever I'm in a bookstore, I can just open this page and see quickly which ones I want to prioritize buying rather than trying to scroll through this big list. Next, on a similar note, we have general wish list. This is the same sort of type as the book wish lists. It's just things that aren't books. So they can still be book related, like a notebook that I am thinking about getting, as well as the Kindle, or they can be other things such as home decor or K-pop or anything else I think of. Next up, we have my newest and probably most intricate in terms of functionality. This is my Korean learning page for studying Korean. This is a very intricate page with a lot of things going on in it that probably need to be explained in an entire video, which I'll do in the template video. But basically, whenever I do any sort of study, say when I did this study on Monday, I can write down how much time I've spent and what type of learning I did, what resource I used, and these study trackers will count how much time I've studied towards my overall total, and then any notes that I make individually will show up here. So you can see, then you open a note and it'll have a summary and then a vocab list. This vocab is tracked to this vocab page, which has all the vocab that I've entered from any resource. And then I have a little toggleable word bank for in case I want to look up an English word quickly. Over to the side here, I have just a cute little gallery view that shows how much I've studied for the year and for the month. And then each month I just change which options I see. Over here, I have some quick ads for if I want to add a note, any new vocab, a new journal entry, or a culture note. And here I have a little widget that just counts up from the day that I started learning, and each day that will refresh. Below my calendar, I have my goals for this quarter, for this year, and for lifetime. So if you open the quarter 3, this is very focused because I've just made this page on using this page as a study resource and using more resources like going back to Talk to Me in Korean, which I haven't used for a long time. All of this is just databases that I'll go into more. Everything that you see here is also seen somewhere else here, so it's not really needed to go into today. And underneath, we've just got this little weekly plan of what resource that I want to study each day. This is my little daily vocab section, which is based on the spaced repetition theory, where as you get something right, you go up a level and it increases the amount of time until you see it next. And if you get it wrong, you tick this box and it'll take you back down to level 1 and change the property that you got it wrong today. This is to encourage learning things and storing them into your long-term memory. And so because I've just started this page, I have quite a lot of vocab I've added, so there's quite a lot that I haven't yet reviewed today. I will add in some b-roll of how this page looks without this very long list, because it looks much nicer laid out. And lastly, underneath this, I have just a little embed to my Quizlet, so I can check words as I want to. That's everything for this page. And then I'll go to my other very intricate and new page, trip planning. Again, this has a lot of little factors to it, so I won't go fully through it in this video, but I'll just do a basic overview. So I focused a lot on making it look good because it makes me feel excited to go on the trips. The most important things that you see on this front page are your upcoming trips, any trips that you have on your bucket list and haven't started planning yet, any past trips, and what countries you've been to. And again, these have little formulas that count things that I'll go through in the template video. When you open a trip page, let's go to this one because it has more information in it, you will see all the sort of areas that you can fill out. So I have what destinations you go to, and you can add a new one as you make a new destination, what your flights are, and what hotel you're staying at. There is also a quick to-do list that is related to this major one in here, just so you can see things that you quickly need to do, and it's filtered where is not done, so any tasks that are complete will not show in this list, just to keep it cleaner. Underneath here, there is an itinerary that I fill out as I'm planning things, and to the left of it, it'll show any plans or bookings I've made for activities or food, so that I can add them into this itinerary as I'm planning what days we're actually going to those things. Underneath, there's a shopping list for if I find things that I want to buy, and then can write them down here so I can remember when I'm on my trip that I want to buy. And then underneath, the last thing is any trip expenses, just to keep track of how much you're paying. I've only put the hotel in because it didn't really matter for this one because I had already been, just to see how it works. And I have a little checkbox for if you're going with someone and whoever is paid, whether or not the other people have paid you back yet, just to keep track of that. Within this page, I also have a basic packing list that is just sort of to-do lists that you can cross off as you pack things that you need so that you don't forget what you need. And then there is the planning page, which is just a place that you can put any accommodation activities or food that you're looking at doing, and to keep them in mind so you don't forget them. The last thing on this page is the trip journal. You can write a little journal for each day of what you've done. It'll show your itinerary. So for this day, we went to Lotte, and I just wrote a little bit about what we did and then put in some photos that I took so that we could have them as memories. That's about all I'll explain for this page at the moment. Again, I'll go into it more detail in the specific trip planning template video. The next page is a basic one. So this is a page that I've made for my best friend and I because we want to start little making friendship bracelets based on quotes from books. And so it just has some YouTube links, some links to things that we need to buy, as well as some design ideas that we're thinking about doing. Only 2 more pages left, which are quite simple ones. This is the archive, which is just any pages that I'm no longer using because I've changed what I'm doing. For instance, I used to have a work to-do list, but now I have a separate Notion for work, and therefore I don't need this one anymore. I wasn't really using it. And then lastly, we have the templates page, and this was just to cleanly show all of the templates that I've made without cluttering up my side, so that this stayed nice and clean. So that's my Notion tour. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll look into how Notion can be a mixture of both aesthetic and highly functional. I know that I need something to look how I want it to look so that I'm motivated to use it, and the way that I've set things out at the moment is really helping me with that, I think. If you want to purchase any of my templates, don't forget to head down to the Etsy shop that I've linked in the description. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my in-depth template videos, which will be coming soon. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.